and I just let the spirit just kind of guide me, man. And
Mm.
it's been like the greatest like therapy and joy for me when I got into that writing mode.
Better late than never, better late than never, forever hard to measure. I might see my future fall away, but you control time, so my future do what you say.
Yeah. It's so crazy that the editor said that because when I first started reading, um, like it took me I guess probably to the second or third chapter where I was all in. But the first part about reading the book was his personality. I was like, bro, it's kind of like I can't vibe with like his arrogance. And I
Yeah,
love how you kind of developed his character. It's like at the end of the day, he in freshman year he's 17, 18 years old, right? So I see his like him experience life from this brashness, kind of very impulsive, to experiencing some highs and lows, both from performance but his relationships. So you did a phenomenal job, um like developing his character, that is not about how the reader likes him or doesn't like him. You're telling a story that's
yeah,
relatable, right? And I love how you talk about the evolution of him, in kind of a cycle. So I'm gonna be very delicate because I do want people to read, but it's one point that I want to do talk about is his relationship with Sophia, man. I think
yeah,
that for me, like my identity being, a black male, I'm really shaped by strong women. You know what I'm saying? Um, my mother, my sisters, and like my teachers. Like I've had a lot of black women in my life that have just planted seeds and have shaped me to who I am. And I see Sophia is one of those strong characters, and she ain't just bending over to Tootie's world. Tell me a little bit about like her character, the impact on Tootie, but perhaps like your intentions with like Tootie and those two characters for you personally. Like, what kind of went into their relationship for you?
yeah. So Sophia is his like high school sweetheart, right? She's been there every step of the way, and then they come through to this crossroad where he's a big time player. He can't just go to any old school. He want to go to the school that's going to help him reach the next level. And they at different schools, but she's like a she's he Tootie lost his mom. I don't want to tell the whole story. And so she's like that motherly figure, but also a girlfriend.
Mm,
Everybody kind of experienced that when you
yeah.
with the girl for a long time. You're like, she's not just your girlfriend.
It was good, family. God has called me to help people to align and maximize their calling with their purpose. And one of the ways that I do that is through writing. My first book is called Purpose Driven Work, which focuses on helping people to get unstuck in their dreams, callings, and their careers. My second book is Purpose Driven Coaching, which really focuses on helping educators, leaders, and workforce development professionals to use coaching to make an impact on individuals' lives. And then lastly, my most recent book is called On Purpose Leadership, which I wrote with my homeboy Vad Lee, which focuses on cultivating leadership for teams and organizations. You guys can purchase any one of my books on Amazon. Y'all be blessed out here, man.
She turns into
Yeah.
almost like your mother
Yeah.
to a certain point. And she's a voice of reason. He trusts her without a doubt. And I'll kind of just leave it at that
Yeah.
because there's a lot more to it too. But yeah, he that's is the love of his life, but is also a young love too.
Yeah.
That still has some growing to do.
Man, that's powerful. And I think the reason why I want to bring that up is language is important to me. And so I think that her character, it really jives with me as a black man, like as a young adolescent. We like, you want somebody that you can have an intimate relationship with, but that's also a friend. But at
Hmm.
that early age, like, your brain's not fully developed, so we often gravitate to a motherly kind of figure. And so there's a dynamic there that really helped his own maturity, that I'm excited to see what the fourth installment is. So tell me a little bit, bro, like, what is life like for Gene in terms of like this fourth book being published? When do you anticipate it like starting the process, being in published, and I get what's your hope for the end of the his fourth year, man? What's the end goal for Tootie?
Man, so I stopped writing because when COVID came, I had to focus more on my career, right? It was, you know what I mean? I had to just be a little bit more serious about it. And then a lot of things transpired, like NIL started to be a thing.
Hmm.
It's not necessarily a thing in the book, right? It's kind of taken on the how we kind of grew up, like a broke college student,
Yeah,
but it's not like that
yeah,
now. And so trying to kind of think about how to put that in the book too has kind of stalled out because I didn't know where NIL was going. We still don't really know where it's going, but it's really important
yeah,
story to tell. And so creatively trying to kind of put that into my mind. And then just kind of where his journey is going to end up at, as he kind of navigates the senior year, because a lot happened in junior year too.
mhm,
So I don't know. And when I write, I just write.
yeah.
I let the creative juices just flow. Like I lock my phone up, so I'm not distracted.
It was good, family. Better Late Than Never is more than just an album. It's a concept that it's never too late for us to change our mindsets and our lifestyles. This project was exclusively produced by my homeboy, Matlock, who has produced for some of the best artists in the world, including Lil Wayne. You guys can catch this project and stream it on all platforms, including Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, you name it, it's there. As you guys tune in to Better Late Than Never, it's my prayer that this project helps you to live a purpose-driven life. Be blessed.
And I just let the spirit just kind of guide me, man. And it's,
Mm,
it's it's been like the greatest like therapy and joy for me when I got into that writing mode because I didn't realize how creative I could be.
yeah,
And I want that to happen. I want to be in that space where the juices is just flowing and I'm telling a phenomenal story. But I feel like I lost a little bit of that.
mm,
I don't know if I can recapture it. I have to go back and kind of read all three books again. And
mm,
then I wanted to like it was a movie that I can't remember what movie it was, but it was like a series or a trilogy rather, right? Where they came out with the movies
mhm,
and the author went back and finished the book after the movies came. That's
mm.
kind of like my vision. Like I wanted people to
Okay.
like to pick up these three books and then people like all over the world was just asking me like, "Yo, when the next book coming out?" You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I don't think it has reached that masses yet. And I hope to do so. I hope more people be like, "Yo, I need this." I it's a demand for it, and
yeah,
it hasn't gotten to that point. But I think I wish Brown from the Eagles was reading my book on the sideline versus Inner Excellence or something, right? You know what I mean? But I hope to create a demand where people was like, yo, that was like everybody took the time to read it and they enjoyed it and it was like, yo, I need senior year. Because I get it here and there, but I feel like the other three books hasn't reached everybody I wanted to reach yet.
yeah. Man, Eugene, it would be an understatement to tell you like you're a phenomenal storyteller. Because you are like your ability to comprehensively to tell a story with dynamic characters. Like when I read all three books, it kind of felt like I binged on a Netflix series where like it's not just about one person. There's multiple kind of plot lines into this greater narrative. So you have an ability to not just tell a story, but I think it's like I guess the best way I can put it is like your technical execution and artistic just creativity, bro. It's a really dope book. So I just pray, man, that whenever you do write the fourth one, man, that is therapeutic, cathartic, productive for you
Yeah.
personally. Because I think that's probably the biggest thing for folks that create is ultimately like God blesses you to first like your gift blesses you, like it's a good gift for you. And I'm big on, I think that all of us are creative, even for folks that might identify more like from a data standpoint or just I don't know, like analytical type of thinkers. I think all of us have some kind of creative gift in us. So I want to like kind of land a plane talking about, you know, your like you've written 3 books. You have a full-time job, a really robust career. You have 3 kids, you're married, you have a whole family to take care of. What would you say to folks that like have never written a book, but they're curious of like exploring, you know, writing and perhaps publishing? Like, what kind of coaching or feedback would you give to anybody that you know might be considering it?
On average, it takes Americans 11 months to change careers. What we found at Lenore Coaching is it takes our clients about 6 months to change careers. Even more so, the first 60 days is where we've seen our clients land interviews and job offers. It's not because we have a magic wand, it's just because we have a comprehensive and concise career transition program. The 3 biggest reasons that we've seen folks struggle to change careers is because they don't actually know what they want, they don't know how to articulate their value to an organization, or they don't have an effective job search strategy. I suggest you try our 60-day career change course. I guarantee you that you will produce results in the job search process. Be blessed.
Man, and this is gonna sound crazy, but to write a book, right? I almost think of it as a magician. So you're taking this blank canvas and you're filling it with words, right?
Mm,
You know what I mean? So just sit there and fill it with words. It may not make a bit of sense, but the thing about it, you can cut and paste and fill in gaps, right? And that's where the magician piece come in. Right now, you got the words on there. Now you gotta just formulate it to a place where it starts to make sense, or you the objective that you set out, whether it's to tell a story, whether it's to educate on a specific topic, it starts to get to that point. And that was it was as simple for me, right? I'm not gonna sit there and create like a whole outline. Like that's not my
mhm,
style.
mhm.
Like if I was a rapper, I'd just be a freestyler. I'm just gonna freestyle and I'll go back and cut and paste later. So, I just sat in solitude, man. And I needed that solitude. And I was just, I have certain books that I was reading. I read like what's cat Katniss I can't think of the Hunger Games.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, so I read all the Hunger Games, and that was a phenomenal book. That nothing to do with my genre or anything, but the storytelling of it, and so that sparked some motivation. And I just Richard Wright, The Native Son is like one of my favorite books,
yeah.
and so I read a lot of Richard Wright, and I was just like, all right, cool, that's their voice. Now let me find mine. Let me just write a story, and I started off one chapter, went back, changed up a whole lot of stuff of like, all right, okay, how can I take that one chapter and it's and make someone want to read the second chapter?
Yeah.
And I got all the way to 15 chapters by doing that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so it was just as simple as have a blank piece of paper and just do it. And
Mm,
you get, I encounter writer's block, right? And then you just come back and do it. And I'm all about consistency. Like I do the
mhm,
same thing almost every day. And I would write the same time every day. It didn't stop. Just keep on
mm,
going, keep on going. Some days I can get 300 words on the paper. Some days I can only get 10.
yeah.
But I just kept going, and then the thing about a book came from it. But just keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about life in general is that
Mhm,
we give up too easy.
mhm.
You know what I mean? We let people say, I mean, people was like, oh, man, you writing a book because they think of me as this immature kid that grew up, you know what I mean? That played around a lot, who was a good athlete. They didn't think of me as no writer. And I got a chance to redefine myself
Yeah.
in the midst of that. And it all as simple as, I said I'm gonna write a book and I just kept doing it until a book came.
Man, bro, that's so beautiful, man. So it sounds like just from your workflow, your creative process, you're naturally you're if you just give yourself a block of time was kind of your workflow and just giving yourself some agency to just put words on the paper. And then it sounds like the next steps was you would read what you've written, but then go back and try to revise. So I'm curious, like as we like land the plane, I love frameworks. I'm a very big picture thinker, so I love coaching people to in a way of an easy framework so that is applicable. But you and I are very different in our personalities, or maybe our style and creative ventures. So, in your own words, what would be like an easy framework that you can just kind of provide for anybody that's wanting to write their own, fiction novel? What would be Eugene's framework to create their publication?
Oh, that's a really good question. I've asked that question. And so when you say a framework, what do you mean
So I'll get
specifically?
yeah, so I'll give
Yeah.
you mine as an example. So for me, the stuff that I usually write is like leadership and career development. Is actually like practical tools to go from point A to point B. So I always brain dump an outline. So I give myself, 10-point structure, 20-point structure, and then I'll start to free write a chapter based off of that first line on
Mm-hmm.
the outline. And
Mm-hmm.
then what I'll do is as that manuscript go fills up, then I'll go to revise. So I don't ever like revise anything till it's written out. So outline,
Oh, okay.
rewrite, and then revise, and that's kind of been my structure.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. So I think my framework was to kind of free write. Like free writing just is just like really cool to me because I'm just like working off like what's in my head, what's in my heart. You know what I mean? So free writing and then just reading it over and over and over and over again until you want to kind of till it's telling the story that you want to tell, and then starting to develop the particular characters, introducing new characters. And so I just say my my framework is the free write, is just to fill that page up and then go back and make the proper revisions as needed. There's so many different resources out there,
Mhm.
as far as like having people proofread is almost
Mhm.
like that was an important part of it, right? And so when I was done, you know how you can go see an early screening of a movie.
Yep.
I did that with a book. Like, hey, can you read this book? I'll
Okay.
give you this, that, and that for your time. But I think the most important part was is just free write, just write.
Yeah.
Just be free. Just be like, don't feel any pressure. Don't even tell nobody that you're writing a book. So you could
Yeah.
just like just be free and just kind of like find yourself within the words that you're putting on the paper.
Oh, hey, it's you again. The one that is watching this content but ain't subscribed to the channel. Listen, I'm a YouTube embryo, but I have dreams of one day being a full grown YouTube man. In order to get there, I need your help. Subscribe to the channel. I am trying to help people in their dreams, their callings, and careers. And to help scale that growth, all you got to do is help a brother by hitting that subscribe button. Bless your brother so I can bless others. It's that simple. Be blessed.
Man, that's powerful. I love that. It reminds me of so I think I've heard something about Jerry Seinfeld where he does free writing every single day. Like he would literally
Mm.
write jokes every single day. He had these like this, I don't know what you call it, like just a big binder with jokes written on these small kind of note cards. And he put it all out on the sidewalk, and it was just the sidewalk was full to the brim. But his strategy in terms of writing jokes is just showing up, carve out time every single day to write it. And he
Mhm.
said most of his jokes are trash. It's not good. But I never thought about just the intentionality of just show up and just
Sure.
write and go from there. So I love that
Yeah.
strategy.
It's simple but effective.
It is. It is. Last question, bro. As we landed the plane, man, you made a really good point of emphasis as you were articulating about like kind of rebranding and reinventing yourself, right? Because the early version of Eugene, somebody saw like how quick you were, how fast you were, and then as you gone through college, you had the privilege of well, I say college and the workforce, in your doctoral study, your professors saw the potential in your writing, right? And so just now you kind of echo like after writing and publishing 3 books, that like, I'm still embracing what the future version of me. So as I frame that into a question, man, what's next? Like what does Dr. Eugene Holloman want to do in the future? Like, what is the future version of you hopefully aspiring to do?
I don't know, man. That's a good question. I I I I spill off a lot of things. One of the things I thought about too was doing like former athlete or current athlete coaching. All
Okay.
right, I thought about that for a second, but I don't know. I definitely want to continue to write. I'm a real estate investor as well, and so I don't know. Is I want to travel more, kind of show my kids the world a little bit. I don't know what that is. I'll know it when it hits me.
Hmm.
Right now, I made a conscious effort to kind of focus on my career because I have a goal of being like financially free so I can make the proper decision when it's time to make, right? And so I really study finances and then investing at this current moment. Um, but I know there's going to be a point where I can get back into a creative space um, or a servant leadership type of space
Hmm.
where I'm kind of serving others. When definitely as like finances don't matter no more, you can
Hmm.
kind of just do what you are called to do.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel that pressure of kind of providing for my family because it's already taken care of. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out, man. I get motivated easily. Like I find stuff. I'm motivated by kind of seeing the space that you're in because I knew it, but I didn't know it. And to hear how articulate you are and to think that we was just dumb jocks a decade ago and now we kind of discussing like mature adults, man. That's full circle moment for me. So I'm motivated right now by just seeing the space that you're in, and I wish you the best, man. Wish your family the best, and it was an honor kind of getting some of that out because it's been a while.
Yeah, man. Bro, I really appreciate this convo. So kudos to you. The big thing I heard from you, man, is it sounds like figuring out how to create capacity and leaning into the unknown, man.
Yeah,
I love that for you, bro. One, I just did a interview yesterday. My buddy, his name is Philip Wilkerson, a higher ed professional.
man.
And
I know Philip at George Mason.
yeah, he's
Yeah, I know.
he's
Yeah, I
the
know
a
Philip.
fit that he said the unofficial mayor George Mason. I love
Yeah,
Phil.
I heard that. That's
Yep.
awesome.
And the word that he led me with was multi-potentialite. And so I see you as that, man. And the word really means that have a variety of endeavors and interests and crafts that you're trying to maximize. So I saw that's what I heard from you is you're trying to maximize your capacity to lean into the unknown to do all of the things. So man, glory to God just to being able to hear your story, bro, and what you're doing. I'm excited to read the fourth installment. I'll keep bringing it up as a little bit of nudge and pressure because it was
Right.
really that good, man. I want
Yeah.
folks to really pick up these three books because I do think it's even if you're not an athlete or enjoy sports, you're gonna enjoy this read. It's that informative, it's that impactful, bro. I lied to you. The last thing I want to say is how can people figure out how to buy your books, connect with Dr. Holloman? How can they get connected with you, man?
Then yeah, the social media platforms, right? Eugene Holloman on Facebook, Gene Duke 14 on Instagram. I'm not TikTok or anything like that. But then Amazon, right? So you type in my name on Amazon, it should pop up. The athlete student freshman year, the athlete student sophomore year, the athlete student junior year.
Beautiful, man. Dr. Holloman, you be blessed, bro. Thank you so much for allowing me to have this
Yep.
combo, man. I'm looking forward to just the next season and all the things that you're getting into, man. You be blessed,
Yep.
bro.
Better late than never, better late than never, forever hard to measure. I might see my future fall away, but you control time, so my future do what you say.